Wow, getting that low register, starting us off.
That's my audition for Hades and Hadestown.
Oh, wow. It's very good.
Which I listened to recently in full again.
Did you?
And I was just like, and I was like trying to sing along to Hades, and I'm just like, and like I can sing some low notes, but that motherfucker goes low.
I mean, true.
That's like
true.
beyond. I'm not that girl.
I mean, yes. I mean, Hadestown, I believe, is performed by a man, so that would be lower.
Well, but like, comparatively.
Yes, comparatively.
Yes, exactly.
Did it hold up for you? Did Hadestown hold up?
Oh, it absolutely beautiful.
I don't think I've listened to it since we did that review of it, but I am going to see it in a couple of weeks.
Oh, are you?
Yes.
I also discovered that I can also sing most of who's the lead guy's name? Orpheus.
Oh.
I can sing like literally 98% of his shit. The only thing I can't sing is the like the wait for me part where I can't sing that.
Do you sound as lovely as he sounds? Because that
Oh, my tone is absolute like garbage disposal, but like, I'm a character actor. It's just it just sounds so silly when I sing it. But it still comes out. That's what I have to say.
The thing that like stayed with me the most from that cast recording is like the beautiful vocal performances of him, and I think the lady as well had a great voice.
Eva Noblezada.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, every time we listen to Eva Noblezada,
I go crazy.
You always are like, "Who is she? She's amazing," and I'm like, "You've heard her several times before."
But she never sticks with me. But every time I'm happy to hear her. So thank you, Eva.
Yeah.
Eva the Diva.
Eva the Diva.
Yes.
Yeah. Top model who?
Well, no, we like top models.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another Two Gay Matts podcast. It's Matt Steele.
And it's Matt Palmer.
And it's another week that has gone by. It's getting warmer.
Yes.
I'm wearing a sweater, well, not a sweater, but like a sweatshirt, and that was a bad decision.
I was going to say it was a choice you made.
It was a choice I made,
yeah.
But what are you going to do? I'm wearing shorts, so my legs are cool.
I love that. I'm wearing a new Mariah Carey t-shirt that was gifted to me by Jackson for my birthday. So.
How kind.
It was very kind, yes.
Is this the one that you like suggested? You were just like, hey, Jackson, I want this.
Oh, yes. I mean, he's very much like, oh, shouldn't do lists for gifts. We should just like buy what's in our hearts. I'm like, yes, but
no.
I feel we've had a middle ground, and I send a list. He will do some from the list, and we'll do some off the list.
This is why like giving gifts like really stresses me out because I'm never sure if the person will like it.
Right.
So I'm very much like only, but also I feel weird like when people buy me things anyway. It's like you don't need to give me a gift. Just like give me a hug. Tell me you love me. Tell me my hair looks good, and that's all I need.
I'll accept a gift.
I'll accept like a Venmo. $20 is always something I want.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm always like, don't like give me something unless like 100,000%. Like Matt Steele said that he wanted this, and you know that he doesn't have it.
And I feel like the worst thing is to buy someone a gift that they don't need, and they now feel obligated to use in some way. And it's like I don't want that for anybody. So just tell me what you want, what you really, really want. So Matt Steele.
Yeah.
How was your week?
My week was good.
Yeah.
Did absolutely nothing except for work. I think like 2 weeks ago I told you that we have like a new promotional thing going on for the restaurant where I work. There's like flyers that we have to give out to everyone who in the neighborhood in Santa Monica. And so my boss is like, hey, you want to earn extra hours? Just like walk around all the neighborhoods in Santa Monica and put these in people's mailboxes. So all the days I did not work this week, I was walking around getting that hourly wage.
I was going to say.
Listening to podcasts, and my legs and feet are so sore.
Wow.
My feet have so many blisters on them. So if you would like to rub them after this podcast.
I'm actually unavailable. I'm so sorry.
Oh, but like, dude, like no one needs to know. Your boyfriend's not even here.
I know.
He's not in town.
Oh my God. That's the thing. Do you have more I don't want to go into my thing if you have more to say.
It's nothing interesting in the
thing
slightest.
Is, I didn't do anything either. All right. I never wanted to be one of those girls who got a boyfriend and was like, we do everything together, and like we don't have friends of our own and all of this. And then he's gone. He left on Friday and is going to be gone for the next 10 days. And I'm like, am I that girl? Like, did that become me?
What do I
I'm
do?
Like texting furiously to people, and they're like, Matt, I'm busy. I have plans. I've made plans a while back.
Oh, it's interesting.
Weekend.
Let me check my text messages because I don't recall getting a text message from Matt Palmer being like, hey, you want to just hang?
We have a standing appointment to hang. This counts as hanging, but it also counts as content. And so I feel like...
And counts as a job.
Yeah. And so, yes, I mean, hello, we're about to go to frickin' Palm Springs as just friends in the coming weeks. So it'll be fine. But I have a friend who is in Long Beach, Sarah, who's a listener, and actually she's the one whose boyfriend listens too.
Eric, hey Sarah, and hey Sarah's boyfriend.
Yes, Sarah's boyfriend, Eric. And so Eric is like a firefighter, and so he
good job, Sarah.
Know,
ooh,
right?
girl.
He has to go and like fight fires and shit
Yeah.
from time to time, and so not luckily, but like he had to fight a fire on Friday, and so I was like, oh my God, Sarah, let's hang. I'll do whatever you want to do. Yes, I'll drive to Long Beach. Like, don't worry about it. I'm on my way. See you there. And it's like, whew. And then yesterday I didn't have any plans, and no one was in my apartment. Also, and also Janie is gone as well. So both Janie and Jackson being gone. So I just didn't really do much yesterday. I laid in bed and played Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, which is the Nintendo 64 version of Zelda, which is now available on Switch if you pay a little upgrade, whatever. So I did
How much did you pay? Was it a little upgrade?
It is, I think, per year, so it's not that bad.
Okay.
$50.
Oh, okay.
But you get other things too, like you get the new Mario Kart courses as they're being released.
That sounds cute.
All right.
Cute.
Anyways, so yes, yesterday I didn't really do much of anything. You're gonna see. I'm gonna post a video on Instagram this morning. I bought a new thing to kind of fight the issues we've been having with the Twitch and the recording and the CPU errors. So it's been doing well, and in a way that I was testing that, and something that I might want to do on Twitch in the future is I basically was playing karaoke tracks of songs and like singing to them with my mic and going through and like hearing the echo and making sure that it worked, and also just like doing it for fun because I didn't have anyone to hang out with.
And because you like to hear yourself
So
sing.
I'm singing like Stars and Make Them Hear You, and also Fill Me In by Craig David. And like
We should do like a 2 Gay Mats like live Les Mis concert of just the two of us.
It would be hilarious.
And I know you want to play Javert,
Yes.
but I call Javert suicide.
Why do you can't call Javert suicide?
I call Javert
it's
suicide.
So good.
Well, that's why we
You
need
can't-
a trained BFA holding
Oh my-
musical theater.
I have a BFA.
professional, not in musical theater.
I have a BFA.
All right, how about this? We do a Les Mis concert, and then we each sing Javert suicide, and then everyone votes below.
Fine. I think that's good. But we need some sort of voting system.
The thing
for
is,
who's
though,
better.
like I can't get through Javert suicide without crying.
Well, then there you go. It's got the role's mine. Sorry, Speeds.
No, fuck. Fine, I'll be Madame Thénardier.
See, that's the role.
Oh,
for
that's
you.
the role for me.
I
girl.
mean, come on,
Madame Thénardier and Young Eponine. Those are the 2 roles I can play in Les Mis.
So, spoiler alert: I have plans for every day of the weekend next weekend.
Oh, that's good.
Because I'm like, this is not going to happen again. And it wasn't even that bad. It just was like, I don't know. It brings up a lot of like, oh my God, am I pulling away from friends? Like, am I codependent? But it's like, it's literally one day. I just need to calm down.
Well, it is
You know?
very like creepy because especially like me, like you moved away.
I did.
And within a year and a half, Matt Palmer moved out of the apartment.
Yes.
And my 2 best friends moved out of Los Angeles.
Yeah,
and
that's
so
a
it's
tough
like,
year.
but you know, I still have my other friends in Los Angeles.
Yeah, and I
and
see
everything.
you every week.
I know, but you know, still. And another thing that happened this week, Pastor Dan is no longer with us.
Meaning he's not in the
He
apartment,
moved
not
away,
that he passed away.
and Travis he's getting his mattress moved into my apartment as we speak.
That's
So-
amazing. Welcome, Travis.
Welcome, Travis.
You got to get him on the podcast.
Oh yeah, he can like do some Les Mis for like with us. He can be
God.
the ensemble.
We're literally going to have like no viewers on this Twitch stream of us all doing Les Mis together.
Are you kidding?
I don't know.
If people like sit around and like watch us react to literally anything, they'll sit through a whole Les Mis concert.
I don't know that that's true. But so wait, should we dive into News for Idiots?
Let's go into the news.
All right. So big Matt Steele news right up top.
Exactly.
The Tony Award nominations were announced. Was
Yes.
it last Monday?
It was Monday. Yes.
It was Monday, so right after we recorded the podcast, it came out that the Tony Awards are going to be happening on June 12th in a 4-hour television and streaming event that will be broadcast live coast to coast for the first time.
I know.
That's great news. And Ariana DeBose is this year's host.
I think that's so cool.
It's very smart.
Yeah, it's interesting that they took the format of Paramount Plus that they did last year of being like, the awards are going to be on Paramount Plus, and then CBS is going to have a concert, and then they were just like, okay, never mind, we're not doing that anymore. We're going to have a regular Tony Awards this year, it seems, which is nice. I actually had a dream about us podcasting about this last night.
Interesting.
It was a nightmare.
Why?
Because in my dream, I was like, aren't we going to talk about the Tony nominations? And you were just like, ugh, if you want. And I was like, okay, let me remember what the snubs were. And I couldn't remember because I was dreaming.
Yes.
And, I wasn't thinking clearly. And
Yeah.
when I dream, usually I'm somewhat aware that I'm dreaming.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, he doesn't know that I'm dreaming and I can't think straight. And I'm like, Matt Palmer, tell me what the snubs were. And you were like, I'm not telling you because I don't care.
Wow, I'm
And I
really mean in your dream.
You were so mean in my dream.
It's not what I'm really like.
No, not at all. You just won't let me sing Javert's Suicide.
No, I won't.
And so, okay, let's go through the Tony nominations.
Okay,
I
so
guess do Best Musical.
Best Musical is A Girl from the North Country. I'd not heard of that. MJ, Mr. Saturday Night, Paradise Square, Six the Musical, and A Strange Loop.
Okay, well, A Strange Loop is obviously going to win.
Oh, all right.
There's a lot of nominations. Like, usually there's only like 4 Best Musical nominees, and this year there are 6.
Yeah, I feel like the number of does it always different from category to category? Because I'm like, Best Revival is 3.
Yeah, well, I think like if there are a certain number of shows, there always has to be like a certain number less of nominations.
Got it.
So like if there were 3 revivals out this year, there would only be 2 slots for it or something like that.
Okay.
Or there's some sort of rule going on like that. But yeah, A Strange Loop is winning Best Musical. I don't know. I would say Company's probably going to win Best Revival. But,
Okay.
I do love Carolina Change. I mean, Carolina Change and The Music Man are both like 2 of my absolute top 10 favorite musicals of all time.
What is the production of The Music Man? Did it get good reviews?
I think it got like fine reviews. There
Okay.
are some people I haven't seen it, but there are some people who are like, "Oh, it's a little too polished. Doesn't have the heart that Music Man has. Just that it's like a little too polished."
Okay.
I guess. Yeah. And who else are you?
I mean, I don't know. What categories do you want to talk about?
I mean, there were
This
some
is your
major snubs in.
What else the snubs?
Leading actress in a musical.
All right, leading actress in the musical. Who are the nominees?
Nominees. Read out the nominees.
Sharon D. Clarke for Carolina Change, Carmen Cusack for Flying Over Sunset, Sutton Foster, The Music Man, Joaquina Kalukango, Paradise Square, and Mayor Winningham for the Girl from the North Country.
Yes. So Beanie Feldstein was not nominated for Funny Girl.
Oh, is it sad bad that I forgot it was a musical? I was like, yeah, she didn't get in for play. Crazy.
You thought Funny Girl was
no,
a play?
I knew logically it wasn't, but I think Beanie Feldstein, and I don't think singer.
She does musical theater, though. She has a lovely voice.
I mean, not according to those reviews.
Well, I mean, there's a difference between like, oh, this person can sing and can do musicals, and like this person can sing Fanny Bryce.
Right.
Like that's a very different thing.
So is that the big snub?
That's the big snub, but also Katrina Lenk was not nominated for Company, which like everyone was expecting that to for her to be nominated for that. So that was a big surprise. It's interesting. I feel like the 2 people that people are really passionate about in this category are Sharon D. Clarke in Carolina Change, which she was fantastic.
Yeah.
That's the only show this season I saw, but she was fantastic. And Carmen Cusack and Flying Over Sunset, both of those shows are closed.
Oh.
So, but I mean, I never know. I know that Joaquina in Paradise Square is apparently excellent.
Great.
I mean, they're all apparently. I mean, there's Sutton Foster. She's always excellent. And Mayor Winningham for Girl from North Country. When you think Mayor Winningham, you don't think musical, but like, I guess she's great.
Good for her.
So good for her.
What other categories are you most excited about? Were there any other major snubs that you wanted to discuss?
I don't know if there were any more like major snubs. Snubs.
And Funny Girl did get a nomination, didn't it?
It got one for featured actor in a musical.
Got it.
Yeah.
And then Diana got a nomination for costumes.
For costumes.
design. Yes. But then wasn't there something going on with that costumer?
Yeah, William Ivy Long. There were accusations about like sexual harassment with William Ivy Long.
That show cannot catch a break.
I know.
It really can't. Well, yes. I mean, I'd love to talk more about it, but I don't. If there's anything else about the Tony nominations you want to discuss, you're going to need to lead me there.
That's the hard thing with like Tony nominations. It's like I only saw one show because we live in Los Angeles, and so the ticket I bought was Carolina Change because it's like one of my favorite things on the planet. So that's the only thing I can comment on. It was a fantastic production. I mean, I can comment and be like, I love The Music Man. I love Company. Like I love these shows, but I can't speak specifically about these productions.
I would like to listen to A Strange Loop in the next week or two.
Oh, you have to. Well, the thing is, only the off-Broadway cast recording is out now. The Broadway cast recording only has 5 songs released now. I believe the Broadway cast recording comes out like in full June 10th. That date sounds right to me.
But isn't the off-Broadway version the version where the writer of the musical is the lead?
No.
Or wait, who's the lead of the off-Broadway
The
version?
lead of the off-Broadway version is the guy from, his name's Larry Owens.
Larry Owens.
Who's
Oh,
from
so Abbott Elementary.
Abbott Elementary, yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm excited to see.
Yes.
I mean, I would listen to that.
I believe,
He's great on Abbott Elementary.
I believe, what's the guy's name for, who's starring in A Strange Loop now? He's, something Spivey, I believe his last name is.
Let's see.
I believe he's probably the front runner. Jaquel Spivey.
Okay.
Spivey. I don't know, but I assume he's the front runner for. I imagine A Strange Loop will get a lot of love.
I saw
on Tony Night, so I imagine he's the front runner to win.
I saw a clip of, I think A Strange Loop's like official Twitter posted a clip of like a little clip of a pro shot moment, and I was like, oh my, this song is excellent.
What song was it?
I have no idea.
Was it Inner White Girl?
I was not.
Inner White
not.
Girl is everything.
Wow.
Oh, I love Inner White Girl. I'm curious to know what song it was. Featured actress in a musical is kind of a bloodbath.
Yes. How is it a bloodbath?
Just because it's like there are people in it that everyone like wants to win. Like
Shoshana Bean.
Shoshana Bean finally got an Oscar nomination.
Oh, good for her.
That's great. Elle Morgan Lee is the first transgender performer to be nominated for a Tony Award.
Oh, man, I have to root for her now. sorry, Shoshana.
And Patti LuPone, obviously, for Company. Jennifer Simard, who I hear is also phenomenal in Company and hilarious.
Wow.
Jeanette Bayardelle, I believe is how you pronounce her last name. She's been around for a long time. I saw her in The Color Purple because I saw the original production of The Color Purple 3 times, and she was the second Celia I saw, and she's fantastic. So I'm happy she has a Tony nomination. And Jane Howdyshell, everyone loves Jane Howdyshell. She's won before.
If you were to guess who was going to win this category, who do you think?
I mean, Patty's the front runner. But I don't know. Maybe since she's nominated with her co-star in Company, maybe that could split votes.
The votes, it happens.
And you never know. And if they might really love Elle Morgan Lee in A Strange Loop, or Shoshana's just such a name in like the theater community and she's such a vocalist that I could imagine voters being like, she's Shoshana. Like, let's throw love Shoshana's way.
I think I mentioned this in the Discord the other week, but like, I truly am addicted to her performance of She Used to Be Mine, which she does it like for like Broadway.com or something. And if I watch it on YouTube, I have to continue watching it for the next like 45 minutes. It's like, oh no, this is all I need for the rest of it. It's like when I listen to Burn on Hamilton. It's like, oh, I have to listen to it again. Yeah. It's just so good. She's amazing.
All you need is Shoshana Bean. Yeah. So everyone loves that category.
So what do you think about Patti LuPone yelling at an audience member about not wearing a mask?
I mean, it's what Patti LuPone does. She sits there. Have you seen the video footage?
I haven't. I've heard there were Cheez-Its involved.
Oh my God. The video footage of her before the yelling is even better. It's her just sitting there eating Cheez-Its and swinging her legs. And this is for like an official talkback moment? Yeah, it seems like after a performance of Company, there was a talkback with all the women in Company, the female leads, and it's from what I got from the TikTok that I watched from a boy who was there. He said that they were just, asking questions about being a woman in theater and everything. And you could kind of tell, like, the interview was kind of like ho-hum. Right. Nothing super interesting happening. And you could tell everyone was tired. And Patty was just sitting there with a martini, just eating a bowl of Cheez-Its. And apparently, like, Patty kept looking at a woman in the second row and motioning to put her mask over her nose because her mask wasn't over her nose. And the woman, like, started doing jokey things like putting her mask over her eyes, like making fun of the fact that Patty was like, put your mask over your nose. So Patty like stopped the interview, I think, to be like, first of all, ma'am, can you please cover your nose with your mask? And the woman, I guess, did not want to do it. And Patti LuPone was screaming, if you don't want to do it, then get the fuck out of here. I mean, and the woman had the audacity to say, I pay your salary. I saw that. I mean, that woman was asking for a death wish. Because you know who you don't go against? Patti LuPone. And Patti LuPone just went, bullshit. Chris Harper pays my salary. I love that. And so Chris Harper just became the most famous man on theater Twitter for about 36 hours. So good for him. And so we love a Patti LuPone. And she gave us the iconic classic, Who Do You Think You Are line, which she has given us before and which, is featured in the movie Devos, available now. Oh my gosh. And apparently, like at the end of the interview, Patti LuPone just started screaming, this is bullshit, grabbed her martini, the bowl of Cheez-Its, and walked off stage saying, this is bullshit. The thing is, like, say what you will about Patti LuPone and her, temperament.
Sounds like she's absolutely right in this case. I literally did not hear a word you said that was, oh, she's out of line or doing something bad. Like, no, fuck that lady. Well, who is she?
Because the thing is also, it's like this talkback like was free to the people paid money for a ticket to company and everything,
sure.
but like they didn't pay extra for this talkback. So they were getting like
it's like a special treat.
A special treat to hear Patti LuPone and Katrina Lenk and like Jennifer Samard and like all the rest of the cast of company like talk about their craft. Because they didn't want to do that shit. It was, I think, a Tuesday night. They were tired. They just performed a show.
Yeah.
They were exhausted.
They wanna go home.
And they're just like, let's do this for the people. So it's just like, no. If we're giving this to you, like, follow the rules, put your mask over your mouth or over your nose, please.
I can't believe we're just still having this conversation.
I know.
Like, we're always going to be, and it's just
But I mean, hey, the fact that there hasn't been a dance remix of Patty's yelling yet is like, come on, gays.
I mean, give it time. It's only been a couple days, right?
I've been waiting a couple days. The world was created in 7, girl.
Oh my God, really? We're comparing all the gays in the world with like Pro Tools to God? That's what we're comparing it to?
If a dance remix finally comes out, it better be the best dance remix ever because you've taken long enough.
I'm hopeful.
Okay.
I'm hopeful.
Maybe you can do that.
I'm busy. I am busy. I hate coming on here with sad news. But Britney Spears and Sam Asghari posted on their Instagrams today this following message. It is with our deepest sadness. We have to announce that we lost our miracle baby early in the pregnancy. This is a devastating time for any parent. Perhaps we should have waited to announce until we were further along. However, we were overly excited to share the good news. Our love for each other is our strength. We will continue trying to expand our beautiful family. We are grateful for all of your support, and we kindly ask for privacy during this difficult moment.
I'm so sad.
It's sad, and part of me, even when she announced it, I was like, how far along is she? I don't know. And it's all very sad, and I want nothing but good things for both of them. But I do think if we're looking for a silver lining, this is so common, I feel like. And now that we're of age, that like friends of ours are getting pregnant or like attempting to conceive and all of that, the probability of this happening and like the frequency at which this happens is so much more than I ever knew.
Oh, that's the thing that I feel like I've learned in the past couple years,
Yes.
even like not even like 10 years, like the past maybe like 4 years, is how common it seems like miscarriages are.
Sure.
And it's like, why was this never talked about more like when we were younger?
Right.
Because I would think of miscarriage as a child and be like, oh, this is so rare.
Right.
And like, and of course it is devastating regardless of whether it's rare or not.
Right.
But like, I always thought it was such a rare thing.
Right.
But now I'm seeing that it's not. And I think that's because so many more people are talking about it and are more open about it. So, I mean, it's wonderful that Britney Spears, felt comfortable enough to like talk about it in her Instagram posts and everything. And even though this is a very hard time for her, I'm sure she's devastated. I hope she finds some solace in knowing that she's making some other people who have gone through similar experiences realize that they're not alone.
Totally.
Because the more voices that talk about this happening and this being a common thing, the less alone you feel.
Right.
So,
and that's the thing is like at this moment that has got to be like one of the lowest of your life.
Yeah.
The added isolation of like, oh, this is uncouth to talk about this has to be even more devastating along with what's already happened. So it's devastating on so many levels. I agree. I'm glad that the conversation is open and that hopefully other people will feel comforted by this because they've gone through something like that. But as someone is mentioning in the Twitch, it is just so sad that this past 13 years of her life, this is all she wanted. And now that she's finally out of this conservatorship.
And she was forcibly sterilized for that period of time.
Right. It's just sad and devastating. And like, I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. And
and I wonder if that forced sterilization and then coming off of it is like kind of affected this pregnancy.
Who knows?
Because her body might have been like, what's happening?
I mean, we're not doctors.
Yeah,
but
I don't know how it works. But
I hope one way or another she has the additional children she wants. And I want everything good for her, as you all know. And so everyone think positively about Britney. This is really good news from Matt Steele podcast.
Oh,
honestly.
This is everything I've wanted.
After, I believe I have gone on record saying Matt Steele is never going to happen. Zac Efron has publicly said that he is interested in a High School Musical reboot. Quote, of course, seriously, having the opportunity in any form to go back and work with that team would be so amazing. My heart's still there.
My heart's still there too.
And it's like, is this a result of like your career slowing down a little bit in the past couple of years? Maybe, but however we got here, people like Matt Steele around the world are going to be thrilled.
Well, I think he might also be realizing kind of just like, you know what? Like, this was great. Like, this was great entertainment that I was a part of. And I think he's maybe not taking himself so seriously anymore.
For
I feel like
sure.
maybe there was a time where he was like, no, I don't want to do like,
Right.
I remember there was a time where Christian Bale like refused to talk about Newsies and everything. And now he's just like, yeah, I was in Newsies. And it's like, yes, you were, sir.
It's like
you put respect on Newsies' name.
There was a moment when Avril Lavigne wouldn't perform Complicated at her
Girl.
concert. And it's like, please.
Girl.
This is what we love you for. Give the people what they want.
And the thing is that not enough people talk about is Zac Efron. Yeah, of course, he's like stunningly attractive. He's very macho and, you know, strong and everything.
Like me, kind of.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
You're basically twins. So I feel like a lot of people would see him and be like, oh, strapping leading man in a drama or something. But what people don't like think about enough or talk about enough is he is so good in comedies and in like charming movie. He's such a charmer as well, and he's just fits so well in comedies. Like in Neighbors.
He was great.
So good in Neighbors. Like he's so
great
good
in
at
17
comedy.
again.
He's so great in 17
That's
again.
a great movie.
And just High School Musical, he is just nothing but charm. And I feel like that's where he lies. Like even like the Baywatch. It's like, oh my God, he's perfect in this because it's just ridiculous.
Did you watch Baywatch?
No, but like, but I saw the trailer and I was just like, oh my God,
yes,
this is hilarious
this
because he's
works.
making fun of himself
Right.
in this movie. And so I would love to see a High School Musical reboot if Kenny Ortega is also back, of course, and the original songwriter. Let's go.
If Kenny Ortega's not involved, do you want it?
Of course I still want it, but like
You would worry that it wouldn't.
I
be
would
as good.
worry, yes, because Kenny Ortega
fair.
is just so much the vision behind High School Musical, and he's the reason why it is so
sure.
effective and so perfect.
In a couple, I think, quick news bites. And this is a story that I only wanted to mention because it's interesting to me that I am truly 50-50 on like, do I think this is cute or do I think this is annoying? Dolly Parton and Doja Cat are bringing a Taco Bell musical to TikTok. Doja Cat, you know I have my problems with, but is a funny person. She made a rap about bringing back the Mexican pizza at Taco Bell and it went viral and they're bringing back the Mexican pizza. So clearly Taco Bell gave her a call and was like, let's do something. Dolly Parton, eternally an icon and a legend, great comedian, brilliant songwriter, of course.
Great at writing musicals as well. Scored a 9 to 5 slaps.
Really?
Yes. Get out and stay out, please, girl.
Wow. Okay. Well, love that for her. But it's like, I believe this is happening on TikTok.
Okay.
I just can't. Do you think this is cute or annoying?
Everything involving TikTok is annoying.
Even with Dolly.
Not with
This is what I'm saying.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it is. Like even like stuff like I remember the Ratatouille musical. On TikTok, I remember everyone was very into that, and I was just like, I feel like my brain can't comprehend what's happening, so I'm just not going to watch it.
Not like engaging with it.
I'm sure it's very cute and very creative and great and everything, but like, my brain only has so much capacity.
I get that,
and I'm running out quickly as I get older. And
I don't know that your brain capacity is running out.
And so that's these like era of like TikTok musicals. I'm just like, I don't know if I can wrap my head around any of this. I would love to, but I'm so tired. At least it doesn't seem like Dr. Luke's going to be involved.
I love that. I love that.
that.
That's the best part about it is Doja Cat doing things in which Dr. Luke does not get paid for them. That is all I want from her in my life. There's another piece of news is A Simple Favor is getting a sequel.
I love The Simple Favor.
I've never seen it, but I heard it's amazing.
It's great.
And the announcement of this is more importantly what I want to talk about. Apparently, the rumor is the scuttlebutt is the two of them fucking hate each other. Yes. And I didn't realize that.
Oh, yeah.
And I watched like old clips of them doing press together where they would kind of like
Oh, wait. The actresses.
The actresses.
I thought you meant that the two characters in the movie hate each other. And I'm like, oh, of course the two characters.
No, Blake Lively and Anna Kendrick supposedly hate each other. And I watched this old interview of them together, and it's like you can see they're like joking, being mean to each other, but it's not like when we joke and they're like not smiling. I don't know. It's just like it feels tense watching the interview.
Well, whose side are we on?
I hate to say it. I feel like I've heard as much as I love the last 5 years. I've heard from multiple sources that Anna Kendrick's a monster.
A monster? I can't see her being a monster.
Monster.
I refuse to believe.
The thing is, some people can put on that cutesy act and behind closed doors.
But she's not like a cutesy person to me. Like, she's not someone who seems.
She named
like
her biography "Scrappy Little Nobody."
But the thing is, like, whenever you see like her in an interview, like, to me, she always seems like pretty, like, kind of sarcastic and kind of. Like, her Twitter's pretty sarcastic, but that might be a homosexual, right? But I mean, the way to settle this, who we're rooting for, is have them both perform Javert's suicide.
Yes.
And whoever does it better.
I think that's the only way to solve any sort of issue, any sort of disagreement, is have them perform Javert's suicide.
It's important.
And have people vote as who does a better job of it.
Yeah.
I cannot speak of my sources, but I will say from people who know that I love her so much in the last 5 years, they're like, I know people who have said she's a monster. But the thing is, on the other hand, Blake Lively also was feuding with Leighton Meester on the set of Gossip Girl.
Oh, if you feud with multiple people,
but Anna Kendrick
maybe you're the problem.
Feuds with everyone.
Is she feuding with everyone?
I can't really go into it.
Okay.
I'll tell you off mic.
All right. Well, she wouldn't feud with me. We'd be besties.
I bet you'd hate her.
I would be.
I bet you'd hate her.
I'd be like, I was a fan of yours ever since My Favorite Broadway, The Leading Ladies concert, when you're singing "Life Upon the Wicked Stage."
Okay. How do we currently feel? All right. Early last week. Let me just set the scene for people if you were not on the internet. Early last week, Jesse Williams is in a play.
Yes.
And
called Take Me Out.
Called Take
It's
Me
a
Out.
revival from a 2003 play.
And it's like a queer baseball themed musical.
It's about a baseball player who comes out of the closet.
Got it. And he and other members of the cast are notably sans clothing for moments of the play.
There's a shower scene.
There's a shower scene. Okay. It leaks onto the internet a video of, and that supposedly when you walk in, you have to give up your phone so that there are no leaks and no like people taking video or photos of Jesse Williams nude and or the other actors, I'm sure. But someone snuck a phone in, took a video.
It was sitting like front row.
Was sitting very close.
Yes.
Uploaded it to Twitter.
It was basically underneath.
And I feel like the conversation around this video has done like a 180 from when it first happened.
Oh, yeah.
Because initially people were excited, we're like, oh my gosh. And, it was a very fun, lighthearted moment. He's also a Tony nominee now. So congratulations to Jesse Williams. But I feel like there was such the reaction from the show. They put out like a statement that was basically like, we like are very concerned about the safety of our actors, and like taking video of someone naked without their permission, it like has legal ramifications. And I feel like the discussion around like what this is and how we should be responding to it has changed. Mm-hmm. So current day, Matt Steele, as the theater person in the room, what are your thoughts?
Okay. Obviously, it is wrong.
Yes.
It is very wrong.
Yes.
I mean, I assume, he went into this knowing and producers went into this knowing if there is nudity in 2022, there is a high chance that this could very well happen.
For sure.
So like they knew that, risk. That doesn't mean that it's okay in the slightest.
Not at all.
My problem was sort of, for, I would say the past 2 years now, there has been a lot of people on Twitter, like theater Twitter, who are very like not only pro bootlegs, but very much like we are entitled to bootlegs and like that bootlegs are a good thing and we should encourage them.
And why we would? Sorry, my thought I didn't know that. I was thinking, wouldn't they be like, I wish we had more pro shot and like release?
Well, they want that too.
Okay,
but they're like, in order to, they think. Or some of them think that in order to get more pro shots, then we need to take more bootlegs and share them around so people see how much this drums up excitement for a show, which will encourage producers to create pro shots. Like horrible planning. Yes.
This is like a Batman moment. You're like taking matters into your own hands.
This is like 12-year-old theater kids who are like, here's this master plan that we have. And it's like, this is a horrible idea. And so for years, I've gotten into some Twitter arguments about it. And I'm just like, no, bootlegging is wrong. Do I occasionally watch a bootleg? Yes. But like whenever I see it, I'm always like, this shouldn't exist.
Right.
I'm glad it does. But this should not exist. And I am certainly not entitled to this.
For
so like
sure.
if it's taken down, I'm not angry and everything. But that day when the Jesse Williams scandal was happening and everything, and everyone realized like, oh, this is a violation of privacy to do this to video this nude man and put it all over the internet for everyone to see, when the only people who are allowed to see it technically are the people who paid for the ticket.
Right.
And I was just like, the pro bootleg theater Twitter is very quiet today. And it's
Sure.
like, kids, this is why bootlegs are wrong. Because this is very much, especially because he's naked,
Right.
a violation of his privacy. But guess what? Bootlegging in general, of anything, is a violation of artistic privacy.
And it's just, I think the rub for what you were saying is absolutely the thought that they are entitled to the bootleg.
Yes.
It's like, well, this is,
And it's like,
that is a bridge too
when,
far.
when we encourage bootlegging, then this is what happens. Something really bad happens,
Right.
which is a person is suddenly naked all over
Right.
the internet when they did not ask to be.
Right. And that's the thing, is he was on Watch What Happens Live, I believe, last Monday. And before, I think they probably recorded it before the leak happened. And, of course, Andy Cohen, being a mess, asked him a million questions about being naked and the other guys about being naked. And he was very much, it's just the body, blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
But it's one thing to be like, okay, this is the sanctioned place in which I will be nude. It's a part of the story. It's a part of the storytelling versus just some like voyeuristic, like I'm taking a video and showing everyone just because I want to.
And
do
especially
that.
that close. Like it is
know.
close
It's
and
close.
zoomed
Yes,
in. Because
yes.
when you're, fifth row balcony, you can't zoom in. I remember there was a bootleg from the original production of Take Me Out that was like on the internet for 5 seconds, but it was like the last row of the balcony and it was the shower scene and you can't see anything, like anything, because it's 2003 technology.
Right.
And so it's all blurry. But this is like, no, this is 2022.
not
And
bad.
like, this is, you can really see every nook and cranny.
Right.
And so that's a very, very, very different
Right.
thing, So I think it's horrible what happened to him. I mean, it seems like, he's doing okay.
Yeah, I think he's going to be fine.
But now there are some people who are kind of like, oh, well, did the show want this to happen to drum up controversy, to drum up ticket sales?
It
Now
also
people
is
are buying
interesting,
tickets.
just like the thought process behind this leak, I feel like has changed 5 times. I can't even
Yes, it
keep
has.
up with like the conspiracy theories as to what happened with this leak. So
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, he's a very beautiful man.
Of course.
And so he will be fine. I'm
He'll
sure
be
his
fine.
performance is
Yes.
wonderful.
I think
yeah.
think he will get roles.
He will get-
it
he
will
will-
not
he will
negatively
get
affect his career.
And if he doesn't get roles, he will get women.
So I think I don't know his status relationship wise. I think he was married and then he left his wife.
Oh.
And like doesn't want to pay her alimony. That's a whole other thing.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, lastly, I again hate to bring it down, but I think it would be remiss to not discuss the shooting that happened in Buffalo. It just is so disgusting and so disheartening. And the fact that there are, to call back to our last podcast, pro-life people out there who don't believe in gun control, and this person who has this whole vendetta against black people, like just purposefully went to an area with the most black people that he could find.
He drove hours to go to Buffalo, New York.
And the fact that Tucker Carlson and Republican people are brainwashing these people into thinking it's okay. There are discussion forums about this type of person in 4chan. And I've already seen a clip of someone being like, well, maybe he's mentally ill. And it's like, no. You have made him this way. You have radicalized this person. And of course, he was captured alive.
Yeah.
And it's sickening and it's awful. And not the worst part about it, but I feel like I've been seeing more and more people showing the video or like photos of people who passed away in the tragedy. And it's just like, it's just a 67-year-old lady who's a grandma and was grocery shopping. This guy who's a grandpa buying a cake for his son or something. It's just like, what is wrong? How did we fucking get here? And like, what will it take? And it's one of those things where it's like, if someone shooting up an actual elementary school did not change this.
The fact that was 10 years ago
And
almost,
nothing
and nothing has
changed.
happened. It's infuriating. And there was another shooting today in Orange County, California.
I saw that.
Yeah. I guess we need to take a break.
We need to take a break, but we'll be back. And we're just sending positive thoughts to the survivors and their victims' families. And we're going to take a quick break and then be back with more 2 Gay Mats, the podcast. Now we're back.
We're back, guys.
Yes.
Our Twitch is a buzz. We're talking about a lot on Twitch. Y'all should join us.
You really should. Every Sunday at 6:30 p.m.
6:30
PST.
We're learning about each other's dates. It's great.
Yes, it's really fun.
But now we are on to Email My Heart. This is the section of the podcast where we answer any questions that you guys might have. You can be a part of Email My Heart if you email us at 2gaymats@gmail.com. 2 is spelled TWO. Or you can comment on this YouTube video if you are watching this podcast on YouTube.
Yes.
So first question was a YouTube comment from Peter. Peter says, Email My Heart. Hey, Mats, this is a pretty quick question, but 30 fell off hard in my heart. On first listen, everything was wonderful, but the songs don't have as much replay value as I thought. I haven't listened to the album since January. Anyway, my question is, what are your thoughts on the album now and favorite songs? Mine is Woman Like Me. So I guess has anything risen? Has anything fallen?
And sorry, what was the commenter's name?
Peter.
Peter, I have to say, I also have not been listening to 30. I listened to it again when my mom was in town because she's like giant Adele fan and we were driving a lot going to different Gettys every day. And so I knew she would like the music. And it was good to hear again because it had been a minute. I mean, To Be Loved, I feel like is always going to be my favorite song from that album. It just is so brilliant. The vocal performance, the melody. Can I Get It? I still like a lot. And I feel like it might be the next thing. It's either going to be the next single or I Drink Wine's going to be the next single. And there's going to be a video coming out soon. And maybe that'll reinvigorate the era. And because I agree, I feel like, oh my God, didn't like super take off. And so after Easy on Me peaked and went down, there just hasn't been a lot of buzz or like reason for me to, I don't know. I just haven't gone and revisited. I feel like it feels, I mean, it's Adele, so of course it feels like there's like a heaviness to the album.
Oh yeah.
That is like brilliant and beautiful, but also like maybe not for everyday listening.
Oh yeah. I can't just like play this, as I'm dusting.
Right.
I've got to sit in my dark corner.
Exactly.
And listen to My Little Love and listen to her talk to her child and cry on her voice notes. Maybe also the era kind of like petered out a little bit because she was supposed to have that residency in Vegas and then it hasn't happened.
True.
We're still waiting for it. But I agree with Peter in the sense that Woman Like Me to me is my favorite song on
That
30.
is a great song.
Still, I mean, at first listen, I was like, this is my favorite. And it is still, I listen to it and I'm just like, yes.
It is a great song.
I also, Strangers by Nature to me, I listen to it still and I'm just like, what a stunning opening of an album.
That melody.
I mean, and just her harmonies with herself are so good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say 30 is still in the same area for how much I like it,
right?
Which is a lot. But yeah,
but I would be open to listening to it more. It just has not been drawing me in.
Okay. That's very fair.
Yeah.
So next question comes to us from Zach.
Hi, Zach.
Zach says, Alexa, play Alexa. Hello, Mats. Longtime listener, first-time emailer. Last week you mentioned no rumblings about the American Song Contest. So rumble, rumble. Here's the word on the street. Good. We need an update.
We do.
A little backstory. I'm from the U.S., but I currently live in Malta, a small country in Europe.
Oh, Corey's Maltese.
I know. Our friend Corey is Maltese. I'm actually a gay PE teacher. You probably don't remember talking about that a while ago, but I felt heard. Last year, Malta came close to winning Eurovision with this song by Destiny, and I became hooked on Europe's kooky contests. So this year, when the Eurovision producers were tasked with creating a US version, I was intrigued. It didn't take long, like week one, to find a song and star worthy of the crown. I know K-pop isn't a genre you discuss often, but Alexa's Wonderland is an OK pop. She's originally from Oklahoma. Oh, an OK pop. That's cute.
That is
Got it.
cute.
But has family roots in South Korea. She has come back to complete this competition. Typically, I think Alice in Wonderland theme is a bit played out, but this song and performance has hooks, production, a great performance, and is already one of my favorite songs of the year. So I guess that is something we have to listen to.
All right.
I love the OK pop hook with her.
Yeah.
So that makes me want to listen to her.
Absolutely.
Lastly, and here's where the question comes in, I believe. Lastly, and completely unrelated, I am here for justice toward Maisie Peters. I feel no one talks about her, and her first album was great. Have you listened to her? My favorites are Psycho and You Signed Up for This. She also just released a new single straight out of the year 2002 called Kate's Brother that you must listen to. Like always, I'm excited to hear your thoughts. Thanks for being a companion with me on my runs.
Well, we have good news for you regarding Maisie Peters is that there's been a patron request for us to review. You signed up for this. This is Rebecca Ray's request. And so we're coming up on it. We just recorded a patron requested video and we're going to move through the list and we're going to get to Maisie.
Yeah. I also have to say I'm very excited because I didn't remember that we got a patron request for this album.
Yeah.
I'm very excited because after reading this email, I'm like, let me give Kate's Brother a spin.
Wait, is Kate's Brother the song, an album?
The new song that she just released.
How do we feel about it?
It is the best song of 2022.
Whoa!
I was like, who is
I was gonna say, who is she?
I never heard anything of her before. The second she opened her mouth, it was squeaky, squeaky. I loved it. It was just character actress from a Broadway musical, but like rocky, but poppy.
Interesting.
And the song it feels like an 80s like storytelling song that's like so cutesy, but still cool. It's so funny and cute.
Wow.
The hooks are so good.
Shit.
So Zach, I read this email and I was like, let me just check this out. And I was not expected to be as blown away by this song as I was.
All
so
right,
I am
amazing.
down to listen to everything else you send of her. And I can't wait to do this patron request video. I mean, it'll be a little bit.
It'll be a minute, but we're going to get to it. It's going to happen.
Yeah, so look out. She's great.
All right.
She's great.
The only thing I can talk about the American Song Contest is that I submitted and was not chosen and thus am bitter and will not watch.
Okay, well, fuck them guys.
But it also was like, oh, you can't submit with a song that's already been released to the public. And I'm like, I just put out a fucking album when this application came up. It's like
all my best stuff is out.
I know. I could have I don't want it in there. Come on.
Damn it.
Upsetting.
I mean, that's the thing. I've, whenever I submit to different like screenplay competitions, like every now and then, I always read it. And for some of them, the rules are you could never have had a feature film of yours produced.
Oh, really?
Before.
That's not
And
fair.
I'm just like, damn it.
Right.
Whatever.
Sucks.
Devo's available now.
Oh my God, so many ads. We
I know,
can't have
this is-
your ads while we're having ads on the Twitch.
This is literally the third time I brought it up in this podcast today, but whatever. It's
All
available
right.
now.
Matt Steele, I have a
yes.
question for you. What has been giving you moments, darling?
All right, so we know I'm not a TV girl.
No, she's not.
But I love TV if it is like a mini series, and I know there's going to be an end. Well, there is something that I consumed on Friday because I was at my friend Megan's and we were like, oh, it's getting kind of late. Let's watch a movie. And then we were like, oh, it's getting kind of too late for a movie. Let's like watch like an episode of this mini series that we were both thinking of watching and everything. And we were like, oh, we'll watch one episode and then we'll watch it like another day and everything. And so we watched one episode and guys, I need to know what the fuck happened on the staircase. I need to know what happened to Toni Collette and that poor woman on the staircase. Available on HBO Max. I need to know. And the problem is, okay, first of all, if you haven't seen the absolutely bonkers trailer for it, which I did, which made me go, I want to watch this. It is about a crime that actually happened in the.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did you watch the trailer or the pilot?
The pilot.
Okay.
And so it happened in December of 2001. It was a true story that happened about a woman who fell down a staircase and they don't know how. And they're trying to figure out who did it, what happened. Was it a murder? Was it an accident and everything? And her husband is being accused. The wife is played by Toni Collette. The husband is played by Colin Firth. And he was like a mayoral candidate for his town and everything. And spoilers, just for the pilot, but his position was he was very much going after the police.
Okay.
Like criminality, like within the police and scandals, like police scandals and everything. So the city's like police department did not like him. So you're like, did the police set this up? There's like a moment where the police are lying about something, but like you're like, wait, but is he lying about something? Are the kids lying about something? There's like a million stepchildren, and you're like, any one of them could have done it. But it is so good, and it was so frustrating because it was on, you're watching on HBO Max, and when the first episode was over, there were 4 episodes. I believe there are 4 episodes. And when the first episode was over, I was hoping my friend Megan would be like, let's just watch one more. But she was like, oh, well, that was really good. Oh, well, I'm going to bed. And I was like, really Megan, no. And so I was like, well, and it happened on Friday, and Pastor Dan moved out on Saturday. So I was like, I only have one more day with Pastor Dan's TV. So I have to watch this all tonight. So I was like, okay, I'm going to be up till 3:00 in the morning watching the rest of these episodes.
Did you watch it all?
Because I thought Pastor Dan has HBO Max.
Oh,
I went to HBO Max, ready to sit down, had a bowl of popcorn. And Pastor Dan does not have HBO Max.
The thing is, I have it, but I don't know if I can share it with you because I got it through my parents' internet.
It's fine. I'll get it at some point when me and Travis like buy our TV and everything. So I'll have to wait to find out what happened on the staircase because I need to know. I need to know.
Wow.
I'm riveted. Another part that's like completely off topic that was so crazy to watch was you forget how much technology has changed since 2001. Like we think of 2001 and we're just like, oh yeah,
it was like yesterday.
It was like yesterday because it really does feel like yesterday. But also we're just like, oh, but technology was kind of the same. Like they had cell phones and the internet and everything, but you watch this show and the things that they have and the way they have to communicate with each other, and you're just like, oh my God, we lived like that.
I know.
And these are like rich people.
Right.
And we're just like, if they're living like that, we were living worse.
I know.
And so it's like, wow, we've really come a long way.
I mean, I remember printing out MapQuest directions when I was first starting to drive.
Oh my God.
Like crazy.
The thing is, like, you would have to ask people for directions and like write it down and like hope that they were right.
Right.
And
it's just
wild times.
I
like,
can't believe
there was one phone in the house. Craziness. But anyway, y'all, the staircase has a chokehold on me right now, and I need to know. I need to know what happened on that staircase.
I apologize. I'm going to talk about something a little off topic, but because you mentioned 2001. On Tuesday, apparently my high school has some sort of spring, like trying different kind of careers and like things you want to talk about. And they reached out to me and be like, can you give this class a talk about songwriting? And so I'm giving a class to them about songwriting. And the whole time I was preparing for it, and like, it's not going to change much. I was thinking, okay, these are like high schoolers. These are like 10th, 11th, 12th graders. These are 8th graders I'm talking to.
Oh.
And I was like, okay.
They're not
going to know. I talk about CDs. I talk about, and I'm like, I
talk about songs that are over 2.5 minutes.
So it's like you were born in, if they're 13, they were born in 2009.
Yeah.
I almost made a reference to be like, oh, well, you know how different music is between now and like when Lady Gaga came out, when you were born. So I am sure it'll go fine. I need to make sure I don't curse because when I get on a mic,
it's always my thing.
It's like, do not curse in front of these little Christian kids. And but I'm sure it'll be fine. Hopefully they'll have some questions. So I'm like, I don't think I have an hour of content. It's just gonna be like, oh yeah, I did this, and this. I made my friends buy my album.
I feel like you could learn a lot too because you could be like, all right, kids, how do you consume music? And
then they're all gonna be like Spotify.
Are they? Or are they going to be like, oh, I just listened to some on TikTok and
oof, you're not getting a song. I mean,
know,
if someone says that,
I don't get it.
I'll burst into flames. Okay, so my giving you moments is going to be kind of all over the place because I haven't like consumed a big thing, but a lot of things have contributed to my joy this week. One, as I mentioned, I've been playing the Ocarina of Time Zelda game from N64.
Whenever you say like like I'm playing the Ocarina of Time, I always just hear I've been playing the Ocarina, and I just imagine you with a fucking ocarina.
Hey, but I mean, Link does play the ocarina throughout the game. So like, I've learned several songs on the ocarina in the game.
Is it inspiring you to put ocarina in your next album?
It is not, but it's just like makes me emotional, like memories of childhood. Like I remember playing this game as a kid, and I am impressed with myself because even as a kid, I was like, Zelda is fun, but it takes too fucking long to figure stuff out. So I'm buying the companion book that will tell you, okay, when you get here, you have to play this song to get the horse to appear, etc., etc. And I've only looked up a YouTube video on like how to do one thing.
Okay, good job.
And I have gone through a good portion of the game. It is.
You've only cheated once.
Not cheated, just asked for help. And I think it is one of my favorite Zelda games. I also played the SNES Zelda A Link to the Past kind of recently, right when COVID was starting. So I think those are my top two, but playing that has been a joy. I also watched the first 2 episodes, the only first 2 because it's on Showtime and I don't have Showtime. But they released the first 2 episodes of I Love That For You, which is the new Vanessa Bayer show on Showtime. And it is Vanessa Bayer and Jennifer Lewis and Molly Shannon. And they work at like a QVC-esque kind of establishment.
I love that premise, and I love them.
Great premise. It's a great cast. And Vanessa Bayer is so likable and funny and heartwarming, but also like a liar. You're just like, I won't spoil it for you, but like basically this has been her dream job for so long. She's been looking up to Molly Shannon her entire life. She finally gets the job and she doesn't do well her first week. Jennifer Lewis is of course the boss, is like about to fire her, and then she does something wild.
She lies.
She lies.
Ooh, I
think it's in the trailer, but even still. It's a good show. I'm excited. I'm going to wait for all of the episodes to be released and then get a free trial of Showtime for a week. Then turn it right on off.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. I mean, I feel like, again, I'm going to talk about it every week. The Real World Homecoming, New Orleans is the best show on television. Melissa Beck is the best reality star. I need someone to throw money at her immediately. I need her on my TV every single week. I cannot say goodbye to her at the end of this 8 episodes or whatever. She's so fucking funny. She's so clear and like calm, cool, and collected, and like really getting Julie together, who needs to be got together every 5 minutes. It's like, you're out. Like, what happened? Because I watched the old Real World as well, like kind of in conjunction. And Julie's like ignorant, but like seemingly level-headed, and now she's completely erratic. Like, she seems like something has broken within her. Okay. I don't know if this is substance-based or if this is just personality, but like she's off. And every time Melissa, like, and even this past episode, she's like, you know what, Julie, I was coming at you a little hard, and like, I apologize for that. And it's like, I was like, don't apologize. Julie's out of her mind, but Melissa is a light. Danny is great too, even though he said something this last week that I was like, shut up, Danny. Okay. But we love our gays. So Melissa number 1, Danny number 2. A lot of good people. Tokyo also great on that show. It's another lovely show. I'm trying to think of what. Oh, also, lastly, I just wanted to say, I talked about before the show premiered, Candy Pump Rules, which is Candy and the Gang. It is following Candy's restaurant OLG in Atlanta and the servers and all the drama that happens at that restaurant. And the season just finished, and it's not like, it is definitely a lighter show than Vanderpump Rules. Like, it's not like this is a dramatic, like, whodunit, like the first few seasons of Vanderpump Rules were. But the characters are so funny and fun and quick-witted. It just is lighthearted, but really joyful. And I feel like not enough people are talking about it. It also is, I think, the only Bravo show currently that has, like, queer cast members, and for a network that is held up by women and gays, it's just like, why have you kicked the one gay guy off Summer House? Why has there never been a queer person on Vanderpump Rules set in West Hollywood? Like, it's crazy. So the fact that there are not even just one, I would say like 5 queer people on Candy and the Gang.
Okay, Candy.
I would recommend watching the show. It is a joy. It is, again, very light. I hope they bring it back for another season. If they're bringing Vanderpump, which I also heard this week, which is like not giving me moments, Vanderpump Rules did get renewed. And if they're renewing that show that hasn't been good in 3 seasons, they can renew fucking Candy Pump Rules.
3 seasons, fuck. Ooh.
Last good season was season 6, and they just finished season 9.
Damn.
Oh, it's
so
rough. And because it's like, of course I'm going to keep watching.
I know. That's
and
the
I'll
thing.
watch it like
That's
that.
The thing. That's
it
the
sucks.
thing.
It sucks. But, you know, that's, I think, it for me this week. Is there any other, anything else we want to share with the people before we get going?
So, guys, be good to yourselves and each other,
Yes.
as Jerry Springer tells us at the end of all of his episodes.
Okay. Do we need to be quoting Jerry Springer on this podcast?
It's a nice sentiment.
Yes, sure. But,
yeah, and our show is kind of like the Jerry Springer of podcasts. We battle over Javert's suicide.
That's true, but I feel like that was not what the fights were like on Jerry Springer, if I recall correctly.
Well, it's similar enough.
Thank you guys so much for listening. We'll be back next week with more 2 Gay Mats, the podcast.
Bye, guys.
Bye.